wirklich damit raus? Ah. So, Manjana. Was sagst du, mein Freund?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Ne, nichts Neues. So, aber über den kommen wir nämlich aufs Gelände. Müssen uns nicht mit dem langweiligsten Rassisten der Welt kloppen. Ich möchte mit dem nie wieder reden.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Sliding out, the drawer slides.
Okay, ich glaube, das war hier.
The payphone hangs mutely.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal hier hin. So, weil jetzt, wo ich weiß, dass diese Welt fantastische Elemente hat, kann ich mit dem, glaube ich, noch besser umgehen. So, da sind wir. Kann ich irgendwie hier runter? Doch. Da ist er. So.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Ah, ist erst der ultrareiche Lichtbrecher. So, genau. Was ist sein Geheimnis? Dieser Mensch, der ist so reich, ne? Also halt, der ist so reich, dass er so weit von unserer Lebensrealität entfernt ist, dass sich das Licht um ihn herum faltet. Also sprich, deswegen können wir ihn nicht wirklich erkennen, wer das ist. So. Ich liebe die Idee und vor allem liebe ich auch, dass, also falls ihr mal aufpasst, wir haben hier auf einmal 1,6 Milliarden oder 16 Milliarden Real, weil jetzt so viel Geld in der Luft, das glaubt man gar nicht. Das war auch, wir haben den halt nur gesehen, weil wir eine unmögliche Probe geschafft haben. Hat tatsächlich einfach halt maximal gewürfelt. So, jetzt machen wir aber mal hier weiter mit dem Spiel. So, kommen wir ein bisschen fixer hier. Zu Everett müssen wir noch nicht zurück. So. Wir machen jetzt mal die Tür auf. Ja, ich hatte dem eine Investitionsidee gepitcht. Ich dachte auch tatsächlich, dass er jetzt mal nachfragt, ob ich da jetzt irgendwie schon Rendite gekriegt habe. Aber nee, ich kann ihn noch nicht mit meinem Ethereum-Scam abzocken. Ich meine, er hat irgendwie 16 Millionen Real oder Milliarden oder was auch immer. Ah, was ist hier? Gewerkschaftssymbol, verlangt Demokratie. Okay. Ach, die sind ganz schlimm, das sind Sozialdemokraten. Haben wir jetzt nicht einen Gewerkschaftsausweis auch gekriegt? Vielleicht lässt uns jetzt der Typi durch. Gucken wir mal. BMR-Ausweis, Tonband, Maiglöckchen, Fallbuch, Sofortfoto, Postkarten. Nee. Taschentuch des Lieutenants. Nee. Nee. Und unsere Boombox. Nee. Ich will mal kurz gucken, ob uns der langweilige Rassist jetzt durchlässt. Wenn nicht, gehen wir einfach. So, So, Schädelmesser.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Nein, ich möchte mich mit dem nicht über Rassenideologie unterhalten. Vielleicht später mal. Man kann die Idee ja auch ablehnen. Aber da bin ich ein bisschen empfindlich, nur weil ich irgendwelches Zeug von Leuten brauche, auf ihren Rassismus einzugehen. Der Typ macht mich immer noch fertig.
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Okay.
Admiring the stompers, right? Sure, I can demonstrate them.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
Warum? Ach so, wir suchen ja nach einer Person mit besonderen Fußspuren, genau.
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
Okay.
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very souls.
Oh, Souls, ne? Soul, Sohle und Seele.
Technically, you're stomping on Revachol every step you take.
I know you people don't understand poetry. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the doc... Apples.
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Look, as detective, I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular, picked apples.
Damn, you're not gonna get more out of him on this. He's put up the wall of racism.
Keine Ahnung, wie wir da durchkommen sollen. Aber es wird nicht spielentscheidend sein. Dafür werde ich jetzt nicht extra zum Rassisten. Die Fußspuren haben wir, glaube ich, später gefunden, als sich die Entwickler das gedacht haben. Ja, ich glaube tatsächlich auch. So, dann gucken wir mal, ob wir mit irgendwem was anfangen können. Wenn wir mal hier schön durch die Guckerchen gucken.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering a thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out
Ja, stimmt, der Kuno war's.
on the other. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an egg-shaped cross topping its tower.
Ich glaube, da waren wir tatsächlich das letzte Mal schon.
You know this to be the star of Periconesus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Periconesian church.
Okay.
Star, a great moral height to be strived towards.
Vielen Dank.
The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small
Ein
tent
Zelt.
of ice.
Okay. Interessant. Ein Scharfschützenzelt.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says
Ja, machen wir.
25 centimes and pull the handle while looking
Yep.
inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Die 25 Zentim ist es
Your money
wert.
disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Ein Seegeist.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature.
Okay, da bin ich mal gespannt, ob das Spiel
It
relevant
looks
wird.
as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Can you tell? From this distance? I don't think it's possible.
Okay.
It's not. The details are blurry. There's water vapor in the way and waves cut into the islet.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Bleib stehen, du tapfere Birke. Okay. Das hat uns schon mal nicht weitergebracht, war aber lustig. So, gucken wir mal. Hier geht es weiter nach hinten. Hier können wir mit Cindy the Skull reden.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for a handkerchief.
Ah, da ist die Joyce vom Wildpines-Konzern.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershaw. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Oh, wir sind auf Duo mit der Joyce.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Na, ich mag sie auch nicht.
Pig's not half as dumb as he looks.
Bis später. Angeblich sollen wir von ihr auch was rausfinden können, aber ich wüsste jetzt keinen Weg mehr, wie wir sie irgendwie zu dem Thema interviewen können. So, hier kommen wir nicht weiter. Kommen wir hier irgendwie weiter? Nee. Gehen wir erstmal in den Hof rein.
Just an ordinary walk.
Hallo Konoes.
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig!
Okay. Immer so aggro. Jetzt die Frage, machen wir nur die Tür auf oder gucken wir rein, was wir nicht sollen?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Okay.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in.
You feel eyes on you, watching you from the window overlooking the yard.
Ja, mal gucken, was der Kim sagt.
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
Wie kannst du so diplomatisch sein, Kim?
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about. I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it.
Der Kim ist ja unser moralischer Kompass, ne? Also ich sehe es tatsächlich ganz genauso, aber ich bin ja auch nur ein korrupter Videospieler. Ich möchte halt auch, dass die Story weitergeht und ich glaube, es geht ohne nicht weiter.
On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it. Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done.
Oh. Was meint ihr? Sollen wir sie aufmachen oder sollen wir Evrard verarschen?
Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
Das ist nämlich mein Thema. Ich will wissen, was hinter dieser fucking Tür ist. Auf? Ja.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts, there's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Everard. No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises.
Was?
Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
Wir gehen da jetzt rein. Fick Everard. Erstmal alles ausrauben. So. Zuck. Die geheime Welt der Gehstöcke, what? Rote Sonne auf der Fahne. Was ist die rote Sonne?
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerain.
Ah,
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
sehr interessant. Wie gesagt, nicht relevant, aber sicherlich interessant.
It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomenon of this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you once saw sundogs in your youth, and blue flares.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Ist das sowas wie die japanische Kriegsflagge oder was?
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing.
Das dachte ich mir nämlich.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Was haben wir hier? Interisoläres Frackhemd. Okay. Wer immer hier wohnt, bewundert muskelgekackte Fantasyhelden. Ja. Wer immer hier auch wohnt, bewunderte muskelbepackte Fantasy. Ist doch gar nicht so schwer. Muskelbepackte Fantasyhelden. Ah.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Das meint doch sicher was.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable.
Sind das wieder rassistische Tassen?
There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn.
Das dachte ich mir doch.
The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures. The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much. This person is unhappy.
Na und? Trotzdem kein Grund, ein Arschloch zu
The
sein.
lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
Ha, da habe ich nämlich auch als erstes dran gedacht.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
Ah,
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
das wäre ziemlich cool.
Perhaps you should break into apartments.
Ja, vielleicht sollten wir das wirklich tun.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Okay, aber mehr ist hier nicht zu holen, oder? Nee. Also hier wohnt irgendein Nazi. Entschuldigung, ein konservativer Mensch. Ja, okay, dann erzählen wir doch mal dem Everett, was wir da so getan haben. Everett. Das war tatsächlich ein schönes kleines Nebending. So, ich frage mich gerade, ob wir irgendwo hier noch was rausfinden können, was mit dem Schuss zu tun hat. Aber ich sehe hier wenig Interaktionspunkte.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Was?
Where? There? Those are old. These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. We should focus on present crimes.
Okay.
Present century.
Alles klar, Kim, das machen wir. Gut, dass wir es nochmal besprochen haben. So, liebe Freunde.
God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
Wahrscheinlich brauche einfach Kohle, oder?
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Ja.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Foto. Erstmal glückliche Erinnerung.
She is nobody.
Aha.
This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
Okay.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Vielen Dank, Gaston.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Wer hat die Schicht übernommen?
No one. The boss has been on man since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Und wenn jemand den reichen Lichtbrecher klaut?
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Dekorativ?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Das stimmt.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Tara waren Pfandflaschen, ne? Also soll einfach kein alter Königsmann Pfandflaschen sammeln gehen müssen. Ja, René sollte sich selbstständig machen, die Gewinne investieren und so weiter. Lohnarbeit ist eine Sackgasse. Nein. Nein, wir bleiben dankbar.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
Okay.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. I sense it's sharp. Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Das ist erstaunlich, dass die beiden sich noch nicht geprügelt haben.
Cocaine. Cocaine sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
Liebe Elektrochemie, wir sind auf Entzug. Kein Alkohol, kein Kokain, kein gar nichts. Wir schmeißen nur Magnesium. Hast du verstanden? Böse Elektrochemie.
Power, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Right.
Okay. Ich glaube, der hatte nichts zu erzählen.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
Ja, das haben wir schon gemacht. Braver Briefkasten.
The box seems happy.
Ein Bild, was mit der Bank machen.
The worn and beaten wooden planks.
Nein.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench.
Das ist der von Kim, ne?
Inside,
Ja.
you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
Nein, im Moment brauchen wir nichts.
and the so
Könnten theoretisch mal nachfragen, was diese Typen da sollen, aber ich glaube, das haben wir schon probiert. Okay. Okay, wir gehen zu Everett zurück und sagen ihm, was wir rausgefunden haben. Aber vorher kaufen wir noch ein bisschen Zeug, falls wir irgendwie uns boostern müssen. So, liebes Fred, ich mag dieses Outfit so sehr mit dem lila Kleid und der gelben Visor. Was ist das? Baseball Cappy? Das ist halt cool.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Uns sehr gut eingefangen. Wir brauchen ein bisschen
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
Drogen.
medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
So, wir
Okay, here. I hope Saint. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay, here. I hope Saint. Okay, here.
und
Okay,
davon ein
here. I
bisschen.
hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Was hatten wir da
To
Feines?
the left of some croissants and juice bottles, you see
Oh.
several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf. One is missing, the one you legally purchased.
Haben wir den wirklich gekauft? Nicht geklaut? Ich hoffe es. Lad. Der Typ kommt mir immer noch verdächtig vor.
Right to work! Right!
So. Da wollen wir hin. Hallo Manjana. Und dann gehen wir mal zurück zum Evrat. Ich glaube, wir waren noch gar nicht zusammen mit Kim bei ihm. Das letzte Mal waren wir da alleine? Ich habe das so im Hinterkopf. So, wo war? Ich glaube, wir mussten am Lichtbrecher vorbei. Hier rüber. Oh. Hier hier war der Typ, der die Dinger hier angestrichen hat. Und dann müsste hier das Büro sein. Ich glaube schon. Da ist er, der Evrat.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
Da wollte ich dich auf den Couch hinweisen.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor.
Ich finde den so schlimm.
Your heart too. How can I help you today?
Also, ich habe es geschafft, Evra. Ich habe es noch dubioser gemacht, was? Nee.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Ja, wir sind einfach ehrlich.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for
Der Couchtisch, stimmt.
Union. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me.
Altlatt ist der macht mich irre, der Evrat.
I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Niemals wird er das machen.
Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right? Of course, Harry. Stoic silence. I like that. Very befitting a police officer. I'm not a real detective. You are.
Genau so sieht's aus.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
So.
By now, I'm sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
Erzähl.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
Schwierig.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Wie heißt nochmal die Chiquita, ne? Mit Chiquita? Wahrscheinlich ist es eine Anspielung auf Chiquita.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village. The mercs and their brutality are very real.
Ich mag ihn immer noch nicht.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. About my fun container? It's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise.
Das war kein Scherz.
But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. All hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Das klingt ein bisschen nach uns, ne? Selbstmordgefährdet, gesoffen. Naja.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
Wahrscheinlich die Hardy Boys.
Smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Ja, man könnte auch einfach die echte Polizei nehmen.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they
Gut, da wissen wir ja schon, dass das Blödsinn ist.
I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Irgendwie habe ich das Gefühl, dieses Gespräch hätte eigentlich auch schon früher passieren sollen.
Uncertainty belies his boasting. In the end, though, he believes it. Or at least, he wants to believe.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members.
Wir wissen schon, dass es 8 sind.
To advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Okay. Woher wissen Sie, dass die Söldner von der Spedition angeheuert
How do
wurden?
I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
Wenn ich nicht immer davon ausgehen würde, dass der gute Mensch mir nur Blödsinn erzählt.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
So, und jetzt kommt's. Bam!
So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
Ach, man hat nicht einfach nur deinen ganzen Container dorthin versetzt?
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
Wie hat uns das jetzt weitergebracht?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
No.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Komm, jetzt sollen wir schon wieder bestochen werden. Was haben wir denn jetzt? Was hat das denn jetzt gebracht?
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with this.
Ja, dann erzähl.
I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
Lieber nicht, aber ich weiß, dass das Spiel dann wahrscheinlich nicht weitergeht.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can. Deliberately.
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Ich stelle mir gerade Kuno auf Rollerskates vor. Viel Spaß, Everard. Viel Spaß.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
Oh, das ist eine wunderschöne Formulierung. Alle Männer sind ertrunken, entweder im Meer oder in der Flasche. Das ist schön, das merke ich mir.
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Dann fragen wir ihn.
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
Aber technisch gesehen wohnen sie nicht in Martinez, oder?
We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking...
He means it.
Na gut.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now.
Ich glaube, mit denen haben wir schon gesprochen, oder? Ich glaube, mit Lilian auf jeden Fall.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Na gut.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Honourable One, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honour points on your life path.
Oh.
You are a man most virtuous. Of course there were honour points, Did you think no one was paying attention to all of your honorable deeds, Honorable One?
Ich gebe doch einfach nur mein Bestes, Autorität.
The modesty on this one. Another 10 honor points for you.
Nice, 10 weitere Länderpunkte.
You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop. Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while expecting nothing in return is not archaic.
Das stimmt allerdings.
How can you even think that? Selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code, an ageless code. As for the nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi, as it is for your neighborhood postman.
Ein Kriegerethos. Klingt ziemlich arrogant nach heimlicher Selbstverliebtheit. Klingt es, gleichzeitig sind wir ein bisschen arrogant und sind auch heimlich ein bisschen in uns selbst verliebt.
You are like a wandering night monk setting right the wrongs of the world you come upon.
Yeah.
Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor?
Ja.
Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, Honorable One. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, the ritual must be completed.
Oh.
Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O Honorable One, have excelled in honor.
Nice.
Honor comes from deep within you. And to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor.
Wie machen wir das? Wie berühren wir unsere Ehre?
You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
Da muss ich den Daumen in den Hintern stecken.
What are you doing?
Really? It seems more like a personal hygiene thing. But let's not dive deeper.
You're right. The lieutenant, although a noble man, does not understand honor like you do. Congratulations, Honorable One. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honor cop rises. Go forth and commit more honorable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honor. It is an honor to serve with you, Honor Cop.
Jetzt können wir die Ehre erforschen. Geburtsdatumsgenerator. Oh. Eigentlich brauchen wir die Fertigkeitspunkte für was anderes, oder? Ach, aber demnächst machen wir es. Ich will ja immer noch die Expression loswerden. Wir reservieren uns das mal so. Couchtisch, Couchtisch, Couchtisch. Wo ist was auf dem Couchtisch? Ich sehe keinen Aktionspunkt. Wo ist denn hier noch ein Tipp? Weil das ist alles. Wird jetzt nicht mehr angezeigt. Verdammt! Muss ich da noch irgendwo hin? Ah. Vielleicht hätte ich da irgendwas noch triggern können. Ach, herrlich. Honor Cop. So, wir müssen ja ins Fischerdorf. Schauen wir vorher noch mal beim Wording in Rex vorbei. Weil da könnten wir... Ja, ach so, rum müssen wir, ja. Und da nochmal versuchen, die Expression loszuwerden. Ich meine, der sieht schon schlimm genug aus jetzt, wo er rasiert ist. Ich glaube, das ist komplette Verschwendung, diesen Gesichtsausdruck loszuwerden. Aber ich habe da irgendwie möchte ich das. Irgendwie möchte ich das haben. War da irgendwas drin?
The file cabinet stands still.
Achso. Da haben wir uns schon rumgefummelt. Oh, na Gott. Din, 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 din. So, Manjana, erzählst du uns noch was?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Das ist mir schon aufgefallen, dass du den Gesichtsausdruck gern loswerden möchtest. Ja, weil ich zum Beispiel 8 fucking Punkte in Elektrochemie investiert habe und jedes Mal diese verdammte Probe gefehlt hat. Ah.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
So. Titus. So, wir gucken noch mal, ob wir Titus... Genau, das ist der Plan. Wir gehen ins Whirling Rack, sprechen mit Titus. Gucken mal, ob der vielleicht irgendwie noch eine Probe braucht, die wir damit noch mal fixen könnten mit unseren Talenten. Und dann versuchen wir es noch mal im Spiegel, wenn wir auf irgendeine Art da neue Boni kriegen. So, Titus, mein Freund.
It's you again. What is it?
What is it? Logik. Ein bisschen Logik steigern. Okay. Gut, dann brauchen wir den Punkt dafür. Dann speichern wir einmal. Damit wir zur Not böse Saves scammen können. Gucken mal, ob uns irgendwelche Klamotten mehr Logik geben. So, haben wir einen Logikhut? Ja. Eine Logikjacke. Ja. Was für Klamotten wir tragen? Schlimm. Eine Logik-Oberteil. Ist das das ist ein Oberteil, ne? Was tragen wir jetzt? Schauspielkunst. So, haben wir eine Logikbrille? Nein, noch nicht. Auch nicht. Du? Ja. Nice. Logikhandschuhe? Nee. Und Logikschuhe. Ja, Error-Schuhe haben wir. für eine Logikhose? Nee. Auch wieder nur eine Errorhose. Okay. So, Logik plus 3. Und ich glaube, wir müssen Logik auch noch mal steigern. So, damit wir die Probe noch mal machen können. So. Aber jetzt, Leute, ne?
It's you again. What is
So, mir ist was Neues eingefallen, Titus. Aber erstmal nehme ich einen Schluck. So, komm, 83%. Ha?
A sudden
Yes.
flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a
So, und Punkt. Boah, Punktlandung, geil. Modifikatoren plus 7. Alles gegeben.
A massive activity spike in the amygdala copicum, the part cops use to pin murders on people.
Amygdala bullicum.
So that's what you were squinting at. You were trying to come up with a theory, weren't you?
Yeah, he was cobbling together shit so he could put her away.
Well, let old Titus set your mind at ease then. She didn't do it. She was here all night.
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has a complex operation to run from her lorry. She's a busy girl.
This complex operation is probably something illegal.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Oh. People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes.
Danke, Kim.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Der Schlüssel.
I don't like guessing, Cole. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn...
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. And he knows it.
Aha. Nein, das klingt dämlich.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line in a Clausius window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. What else have you got? It puts her on the roof. I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there?
No.
That's one mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it? Footprints. Recent. Horizontal? I see they taught you well in your... Good news is, I'm still listening.
He knows they had to be recent for those lines to still read. This wasn't a failure.
Footprints. Recent. What else could you make out? How recent? What size? That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself. But good news is, I'm still listening.
Eigentlich haben wir nichts davon nachge... Das ist Blödsinn.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
Ja, genau. Ich dachte, wir müssen ein paar davon runtertragen können.
Man, can we? I mean...
That'd be awesome. I beat that royalist machine 20 times now.
All right, all right. We can get the barman to bring them down. What else?
Mal gucken, ob der später wirklich hier steht.
Footprints. Goes against your little theory, doesn't it? Then again, I've known few people in my life who own more than one pair of boots, and occasionally do change them. Good news is, I'm still listening.
Mehr haben wir nicht, oder?
I don't like it.
It opens the steel door.
Quit jumping to
Now, the ribbon was old, faded. It had been there for 20 years at least.
And then put it back.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits, and he knows it.
Ich glaube, mehr haben wir nicht, oder?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
Ich habe die Waffe nicht mehr.
Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it? Cobb, that
wasn't strong.
Yes, goddammit, I know.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
Also sie wurde doch nicht mit der Waffe erschossen. Das macht keinen Sinn.
Look, fucko. Ruby and I are pretty tight.
Yeah, everyone knows Glenn loves guns.
I don't know, Glenny. Ruby's a little secretive, isn't she? Wasn't like she told you every little thing.
She organizes things. She doesn't whack people. That's not the kind of person she is. She's a talker.
It's clear this one is protective of her.
Easy now, Glenn. What he's trying to say is, people who don't have guns don't shoot people.
Das stimmt.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough for now. And Titus must have some.
All right, Carl. Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this.
Bisschen in Zweifel streuen.
Something like this.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Ah, Shanky. Vielen Dank.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't...
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Genau.
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town.
Oh.
Shit.
Da ist jemand aus der Stadt geflohen.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. He looks at the old man in the corner, nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Ich glaube, wir sind ein Stück weitergekommen. Ich hätte es ja nicht gedacht.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Wanna know why?
Ich will das sehr gerne wissen.
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Nice, wir sind ein Stück weiter. So, dann gucken wir mal. Fragen Sie sich, falls Sie das wird doch nicht leicht. Wovor hatte sie Angst?
I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Okay.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
Eine ganz normaler Bulle. Der Leere in seinem Herzen? Okay.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
Wahrscheinlich kennt sich noch aus meinen Tagen als Sänger. Wir haben gesungen. Warum rennen immer nur alle beim bloßen Anblick meines Schattens davon?
It seems you have that effect, especially on women.
Was? Wir sehen doch total toll aus.
Right. That's the second one now who's trying to flee you.
You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
War das ein Lob? War das jetzt ein Lob, dass wir so ein krasser Kopf sind, dass es gerechtfertigt ist, dass man Angst vor uns hat? Ich weiß nicht. Oder kennt sie uns wirklich?
She said you have a funny taste in and that you won't stop. Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go on with our lives, kind of day, Al. How about you?
Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus, this caught Pete. But she was too scared.
Ich habe irgendwie immer noch das Gefühl, dass wir tiefer drin stecken selber. Ich meine, wir wissen ja immer noch nicht so genau, wer wir sind. Wir wissen zwar jetzt unseren Namen, dass wir halt ein echt cooler Bulle sind, aber stecken wir noch tiefer drin?
Everard has a file on you, but that's bogus. What she knows comes from somewhere else, from Jamrock. It must be real stuff.
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me, told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
Und wo ist sie hin, mein lieber Freund?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Was ist denn ihr Lorry?
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Wahrscheinlich ist es irgendjemand, mit dem wir schon gesprochen haben im Fischerdorf.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
Mittlerweile wäre ich enttäuscht, wenn wir nicht tiefer drin stecken würden. Ja, auch so. Irgendwie der Everard hat ja auch, also das ist jetzt sehr far-fetched, ne? Also der Everard hat ja auch, glaube ich, gesagt, dass er dass White Pines 3 Killer losgeschickt hätte, wenn das der Typ in der Rüstung der eine ist, der Streikbrecher vor dem Tor der andere und wir sind Nummer 3?
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast. Past
Die Küste, Kim.
She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Und da müssen wir sowieso hin. Könnt ihr mir sagen, wo ich an der Küste suche?
Sure, there's some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked.
Wir haben eine heiße
I
Spur.
hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
Da waren wir auch schon.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Oh. Er hat uns die Hand gegeben. Das ist schon ein bisschen krass.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
Nein, das will er nicht hören.
No, he already is a sergeant. That's what you're feeling. He just wasn't sure what you are
Yeah. Genau so. So, trinken gemacht. So. Ich grüße mich auch, genau. Weiter geht's. So, aber erstmal ziehen wir uns wieder vernünftige Klamotten an. Beziehungsweise schauen wir mal. Wir brauchten doch, um unser Lächeln loszuwerden, um die Expression loszuwerden, Elektrochemie, oder? Wenn ich mich jetzt tatsächlich, wenn ich Elektrochemie nochmal steigere und halt auch wirklich die ganzen Klamotten anziehe, die Elektrochemie draufgeben, vielleicht schaffe ich es dann, die Expression loszuwerden. Nicht zwingend. So, speichern wir nochmal. So. Dann Elektrochemie. Wusch. Und da gibt es nicht noch Boni von anderen Skills. Es gab, glaube ich, noch einen Logikbonus. Oder so ein Wikipedia-Bonus, keine Ahnung. Ich probiere es mal auf dem Weg. Ich habe ja gespeichert. Ich kann ja einfach laden. Haha, Saves coming. So, ich habe einen Logikhut. Habe ich eine Jacke, die Elektrochemie steigert? Ich glaube. +1 Elektrochemie. Ja. Was für eine Konstellation. So, Elektrochemie Oberteil. Logik. Schauspielkunst. Nee, keine Elektrochemie. Beherrschung. Ich glaube tatsächlich, wir haben kein Elektrochemie Oberteil. So haben wir eine Elektrochemie Hose. Beherrschung. Error. +1 Elektrochemie. Nice. Schauspielkunst, Empathie. Ist okay. Handschuhe. Wir hatten Handschuhe, die Elektrochemie steigern, ne? Ja. So. Und hatten wir Schuhe? Beherrschung? Ne. Okay.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft yet crinkly.
Interessant.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper.
Kaugummipapier?
The fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in sur-le-clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum, loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar.
Kaugummi mit Aprikosengeschmack. Das ist ein interaktives Item. Ach, das ist auch interaktiv. Okay. Nice. Wir gucken mal, was das Aprikosen-Kaugummipapier uns zu sagen hat.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon. You feel compelled to point out that there's nothing fruity about cinnamon.
Das stimmt.
It's a spice derived from tree bark.
Das ist absolut korrekt, Enzyklopädie. Zimt ist keine Frucht.
Can a used wrapper shrug? Seems like that's what the wrapper is doing somehow. This is not about flowers or bark. What is this about? Why are you looking at this wrapper?
Das frage ich mich auch. Erzähl's mir.
Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper. Yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
Nein, ich werde es behalten.
Carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret.
Ich stelle mir gerade vor, wie das wirklich in einer Rollenspiel-Session passiert und das ganze Abenteuer einfach nur anhält. Weil irgendwie hat der Spielleiter als Gag das eingebaut und jetzt die ganze Party will erforschen, was es mit diesem verdammten Aprikosen Tutti-Frutti-Papier auf sich hat.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Ein 3-stöckiges Jugendzentrum. Was hat der vor? Sich ein Denkmal bauen?
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Die Leute werden wegziehen müssen, können wir nichts dagegen tun.
I should have seen it. Everard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
42%. Wow, das schaffen wir doch nie im Leben.
With a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line?
Nice.
Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing. These might as well be their actual signatures.
Good. Everard will have to start over with his scheming. When Isabelle and Lillian dispute the signatures, the document will be rendered null and void.
Sicher?
Any
Okay.
halfway competent notary should be able to handle this. Not getting their actual signatures was probably the best thing to do.
Also wenn Kim das sagt, dann glaube ich ihm das.
Now all we have to do is mail these. I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Nice. Na gut, jetzt haben wir uns selber eingesperrt, dass wir unseren Fertigkeitspunkt hier vergeben haben. Dann müssen wir halt so weitermachen. Okay. So, dann schauen wir mal. Heute vermögen nicht zu beschreiben, wie widerliche Serie ich selten einen Dichter schicken soll.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your clean-shaven face, adorned with the expression. You're still not accustomed to it.
Oh, 72%. Das ist realistisch, Leute. Deswegen werde ich tatsächlich vorher speichern. Weil wenn ich das nicht schaffe, dann... Ich versuche es einfach dann nochmal. Weil das... Diesmal. So.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Komm.
In it, your clean-shaven face, but still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Moment. Das war so knapp. Wir probieren es nochmal. Das macht mich fertig. Vor allem, weil ich so sicher bin, dass es gar nichts bringt. Wahrscheinlich wird er nur total müde und abgefuckt aus der Wäsche gucken.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
So.
In it, your clean... Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
72%. Letzter Versuch. Nochmal, nochmal. Mit denselben Song nochmal. Ich weiß halt nicht, ob das so ein Spiel ist, wo der RNG auch tatsächlich dann fest ist. Ich gehe mal nochmal, ich mache mal ein anderes Gespräch vorher. Ich spreche mal kurz mit Klaas hier, weil dann müsste ja auch irgendwas gewürfelt werden. Und dann probiere ich es nochmal. Und dann müssen wir halt damit leben, wenn es wieder fehlschlägt. Ich werde da so lange Punkte reinhauen, bis es klappt.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is.
Hast du denn gerade zweimal exakt gleich gewürfelt? Da habe ich nicht drauf geachtet tatsächlich. Okay. Habe nicht doch nicht drauf geachtet. Ich glaube, wir haben vorhin beim ersten Mal haben wir eine 17 gewürfelt und hätten eine 18 gebraucht. Wir gucken mal, ob wir jetzt tatsächlich auch wieder eine 17 würfeln. Weil ich weiß, dass halt XCOM so funktioniert hat, dass es praktisch eine Zufallsliste an Würfeln gab, damit man nicht Saves graben konnte. Das ist auch schon relativ spät am Tag. So.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your clean-shaven face, adorned with the expression. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long.
Ja, jetzt bin ich echt gespannt, wie er aussieht. Wahrscheinlich wird er einfach traurig aus der Ecke Wäsche gucken.
Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become.
Oh.
A sad old man looks back at you.
Sieht nicht wirklich besser aus. Ich hätte ihn nicht rasieren lassen sollen, aber vielleicht wird er irgendwann wieder lächeln. Wir haben einen Schritt in die richtige Richtung gemacht. Wir müssen irgendwann mal den Wasserhahn reservieren. So. Lohnt sich es noch tatsächlich an die Küste zu fahren? Laufen? Oh, Party. Disco, Disco, Party, Party. Ich würde ja gern mal singen oder ein bisschen abdancen. Aber übrigens, das Wichtigste, was wir gemacht haben, wir haben ihm ja einen neuen Vogel besorgt. Sieht man den neuen Vogel irgendwo?
Was there something you needed?
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
You're already set for the night. Your door is unlocked.
Ah, ach, haben wir schon. Okay, es sind neue Leute da. Mit denen haben wir schon gesprochen. Okay. Ich ziehe uns mal wieder vernünftige Klamotten an. Oder tatsächlich, Moment, wir könnten den Briefkasten noch nutzen. Das machen wir. Bevor ich es vergesse.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
So, ich wusste, dass dieser Briefkasten noch zu etwas nützlich sein würde.
Yes. For sending mail.
Kim, jetzt sei doch ein bisschen romantischer.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug ever.
Yeah.
You know he's going to play you somehow.
All right, let's go back to Evrard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Gut, dann machen wir das auch gleich. Der ist ja irgendwie bis nachts da. So. Sieht sehr traurig aus, der gute Mann. Oh, und müde. Ich glaube, er hat mir vorher fast besser gefallen. Kriegen wir ihn irgendwie zum Lachen? Ich muss mal drauf achten, ob sich das Porträt hier zwischendurch auch mal ändert. Hopp. Hier wollen wir lang. Du, 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 du. So, ab zu Evrard. So, hier lang war das. Dann rüber. Und dann hier lang. Aber am nächsten Tag gucken wir uns mal die Küste an. Jetzt ist es, glaube ich, schon zu spät. Geh mal den Hotspot hoch. Vielen Dank.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
So, wir haben es geschafft, Evrard.
Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this.
Natürlich wusstest du
My
das.
friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today.
Nice.
You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun. Nothing is off the table.
Okay.
Better not to gloat, sire. 'Tis arrogance that gives the play away. Be subtle.
So.
Order it. You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that.
Ja, warum sind sie endlich so dick?
Glad you asked. I've got type 2 diabetes because sugar and fat was all my mother had to give me and my brother Edgar when we were kids.
Ah.
Good job too, as it made me ugly. And ugly people, Harry, are much better at politics.
Okay.
Why a war, of course?
Ah, ein Krieg. Was bringt es Ihnen, dass er tot ist? Der Chris Crimson Arrow ist da. Hi.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
Sind trainierte Leute vom Militär, haben sie denn keine Angst um ihre Männer?
We outnumber them 1,500 to 1, and that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
Nice.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
Das stimmt.
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait, is that when you still pay them something? Because we're gonna do that.
Okay.
We're gonna give nothing. We're gonna take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're gonna take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
Jetzt klingt er wie Kono.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
Okay. Wer hat den Gehängten auf dem Gewissen?
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Everard Clare. Couldn't have done it without him.
He really doesn't know. A guy, huh?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist. Truth is, I...
Hat sich selber umgebracht. Ja, sein rotes Herz hat auf einmal gegen ihn geschlagen.
He really doesn't.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
Workers' Palaces, nice.
The village is doomed.
Das Dorf ist sowieso dumm, Kim. Hast du das mal angesehen?
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
He's a slimy eel. I still hate him.
Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. I accept your salute, Harry. All of it is true. I've got the centre, I've got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years I'll get the church too. The wheels are turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
So sehr ich ihn hasse, ich meine, ist es wirklich okay, das Dorf so zu belassen, wie es ist? Es sah nicht toll aus. Es sah auch nicht kulturell reich aus oder in so einer Form oder nach irgendeiner Oase der Freiheit. Mal schauen, wo es hingeht.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain. And then there will be a giant statue of him, towering above it all.
Fragen wir mal.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, kids off speed, and landowners in a zone hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together. Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm gonna make the working man richer than Joyce Messier with that vote of yours. That's my job. just like yours is to keep the peace.
So, dann gucken wir mal.
2,372, plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol.
Genau, was ist mit dem neuen unabhängigen Hafen?
You mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer.
Interessant. Red weiter.
With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
Ich weiß, dass man Sozialdemokraten nicht trauen kann. Das klingt so, als wäre am Ende schlimmer als White Pines.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
Wow, a neurochemical, psychoactive labor.
Dope, yeah.
Hostile takeover.
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're going to transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have...
Benefit, ah.
Benefit is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
Aprikosengeschmack? Wir hatten schon mal was mit Aprikosengeschmack. Hat das was mit dem Kaugummipapier zu tun?
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
Okay. Limey eel.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
He's basically admitting to it.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their trust in me. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbor's turnover, just like the harbor is, but a small part of Martinez.
Was hat das jetzt alles mit unserem Fall zu tun?
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel.
Das macht Sinn.
I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth. And everyone's going to pull their weight.
Ein wahrer Politiker, ja.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in
Wir schleimen uns mal ein bisschen ein.
you are that working man. You have already done so much work. We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
Lennart war der draußen, ne? Okay.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
Okay.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Das ist nicht gut. Wir müssen das Ding echt wiederkriegen.
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt. Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
Pornstars, genau. Pornstars finde ich gut. Ah. Pornhub. So, können sich die Bullen so.
There it is again. The Pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village.
Okay.
Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
Okay, gut. So viel damit uns heute Abend irgendwie besaufen. Eine Promenade hinter dem Fischerdorf. Okay.
Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Na gut, ist aber schon wichtig, dass wir unsere Knarre wiederkriegen.
Great, Harry, great. I think we've truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open. I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So,
Ich glaube, dazu haben wir alles besprochen.
Is there anything else?
Ja, wir gehen. So, noch irgendwas, was wir mitnehmen können? Nein. So, wir sind ein Stück weitergekommen. Das finde ich schon mal gut. Old lady with a gun, I know, it's serious. And if an old lady with a gun shoots at the both of us, to die by your side, Kim, is just a wonderful way to die.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened the...
Ja, bla 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 bla.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And
okay.
Leo is always up for sharing.
What another you're wearing? I'll show you later. So, sie scheinen ja alle zu kennen. Ich möchte sie was zu einer Person fragen.
Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Edgar.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow.
Sollen wir ihn mal ausreden lassen?
He's away on some all kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
South Safari. A lot of bulk going on there. A lot of cargo shipments being made too.
Da hat jemand ein bisschen den Drogenhandel vorbereitet.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Everard sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes.
Does he have important, useful information?
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but
okay.
Talk about that.
Der Mann im Container.
What do you mean, mister?
Kein Mann im Container.
He might just be a figment of your imagination, right?
I don't know anyone like this, mister. Maybe he's one of Mr. Everett's fancy friends. He knows all kinds of fancy people with suits and purdy carriages.
Okay, das ist verdächtig.
He really feels very uncomfortable discussing matters related to Everard with you.
I'm not sure he has something interesting to say.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
Okay. So, gucken wir mal. Was? Nee, das behalten wir uns mal auf. Für die, falls wir irgendwas Komisches an Checks für unsere Knarre brauchen. So. Dauernder Bulle, langweiliger Kommunist. Wir sind ein recht guter Bulle, ehrenvoll. So. Unsere Klamotten. Wir sehen doch super schick aus. We're looking wonderful. Okay. Versuchen wir wieder ein bisschen cooler auszusehen. So. Yeah, Bikerbullen, Sonnenbrille. Coolen Hut. Haben wir coole Schuhe? Ne, die Schuhe sind in Ordnung. Oberteile, was haben wir denn für Oberteile, die passen könnten? Oberteil. Irgendein Hemd? Ja. Okay. Sieht's mit Hosen aus? Wonderful is one word. Nein, die Krawatte bleibt. Und dazu haben wir richtig coole Handschuhe. Und noch bessere Handschuhe? Nee. Die sind gut. Okay. So, jetzt sehen wir wieder cool aus. Kurze Speichern. So, was können wir denn die nächsten beiden Stunden noch machen? Wir müssen ja ins Fischerdorf. Sollen wir mal kurz den Quick Travel? Na, wir latschen mal durch die Stadt. Nicht, dass wir irgendwas da verpassen. Vielleicht ist ja auch noch irgendeine Party im Berlin in Rex. So, Treppe hoch, mein Freund. Oh, irgendwas, was wir übersehen haben? Nein. Sehr, sehr nice. Ja, macht sich regelmäßig neben dem Rundfunkgerät bequem. Können wir irgendwas damit machen? Ne. Autosave triggern können wir. So, dann mal ab ins Fischerdorf oder was? Okay. Der ist so auffällig, der Typ. So, gucken wir mal, hier Party ist. Es war bisher erstaunlich wenig Disco für Disco Elysium. Und die beiden machen mich noch fertig. Ich weiß nicht, was ich mit denen anstellen soll.
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
Es kann natürlich sein, dass sie tatsächlich einfach Patrouille sind, aber jetzt schon 2 Tage.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
I'm not getting involved in.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Ich glaube tatsächlich, dass das mein ehemaliger Partner ist von meinem Revier. Klang zumindest so, oder? Ich frage mich, ob wir in unserem Revier anrufen können und uns ob die uns über die Sachen, über die Leute erzählen. Wie sieht's aus, Funkgerät?
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Ten 4, sir. Glad to hear that.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right?
Nein, wir trinken kein Bier. Wir bleiben nüchtern.
Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Schade. Weil die von meinem Heimatrevier sind, hätte ich tatsächlich gedacht, dass die mir was zu erzählen haben. Macaroni mit dem Auftrag humanitäre Hilfe. Thunfisch, nicht für den Weiterverkauf. Okay. Lebensmittelspende des messinischen Volkes.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Nein.
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
Ich hab die Nase voll. Was geht hier vor sich?
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Aha.
Wait. Humanex. Humanitarian aid.
What?
Straßenhändler wirft einen Blick über seine rechte Schulter und starrt den Lastwagen, als ob er in seinem ganzen Laden noch keinen zu seinem ganzen Leben, ne? Nicht in seinem ganzen Laden noch keinen zu Gesicht bekommen hätte.
Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain.
Interesting. We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good questions, though. Sharp eyes, officer.
You mean these
No hassle. There's a little...
It is! Practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna! Why not some macaroni too? No problem here, officer.
Wait. You...
What? Look, officer.
Interesting.
Das hatten wir alle schon, okay.
To pin this one down, he thinks.
Gut. Der hat nämlich irgendwas mit dem Drogen zu tun, aber hier kommen wir irgendwie nicht weiter. Oh, Geld. Cents. So, ich glaube, hier kommen wir auch nicht weiter. Treten verboten. Jemand hat einen umgedrehten Stern drauf gemalt. What does it mean? So, ab zum weirden Dorf. Hier ist, glaube ich, unsere Karre verreckt, ne? Ja. Ist hier sonst noch irgendwas? Oh, noch mehr Geld.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it. Not as such. I'm talking about what came after the party scene.
Die Party.
Looks like they were here a while. Judging from all the bottles, the sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Sind das die Alkoholiker aus dem Dorf?
Looks like it.
Es war eine Art Theaterstück, die Zirkusvorstellung des großen Clowns.
Let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, he doesn't want to dwell on it.
Do you ever look at your life and think maybe you are just a little bit Harry Dubois? A little bit, maybe. Maybe not as violent and drunk. So, oh, wo sind wir denn hier? Da, da, da. Mehr Money, Money. Haven't crashed a car like him yet. Oh. Not like him. Kleinste Kirche in Sancerre. Aha. Okay, das klingt interessant.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard.
Aww.
You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. Perform it. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this.
Aber ich würde lieber Party machen.
Listen to it like a million times. Yup, they're all here. All 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
Ja.
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. The lieutenant watches you pack up the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Okay. I feel like there's a story in there. In my in car crashing. I've done a few car crashing in my time. Yeah. Not big time car crashing. Wir versperren die Schusslinie. Okay, gut. Hier haben wir keinen Spot. Hier ist ein bisschen dunkel drin, oder? Machen wir doch mal Licht. Licht. So. Kein Lichten? Okay. Was auch immer da drin war, haben wir offensichtlich schon geholt. Man kann schon Taschenlampe, oder? Ist ja relativ dunkel schon. Ah, die sind wir noch draußen. Hello.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's in your mind, officer? Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here?
Mal gucken, ob sie Ruby kennt.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again.
Oh. Die Lilien ist wirklich gerne am Fischen.
Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnan-Kaur? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
Wo wir schon mal hier sind, Sie wissen, wo Rilea ist?
A lot of stuff. Oh, there's plenty missing, but that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me instead, is there something else I can help you with?
Okay, na gucken wir mal. Noch nicht. Hinterher kommt es raus, dass sie Ruby ist, aber nein. So, das ist die Hütte, in der wir übernachten können.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face.
Ja.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
Das war komisch abgemischt. Es klingt so fast, als hätten wir vergessen, das zu mastern. It happens. Hallo Kim. So, kennst du Ruby?
Our cannon, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep...
Ruby.
What can I help? Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
Macht Sinn.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
ist wie damals, es ist wie damals, als der Mann sich in der Holzhütte eingesperrt hat. Wir müssen ihm nur helfen, rauszukommen.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
Nimmer mehr.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Ah, da waren wir doch gerade erst drin. Die Wäscherin verheimlicht. Vielleicht kannst du irgendwie in ihre Hütte gelangen? Ja, irgendwie nicht, muss einfach nur reingehen.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
Interessant. Ich mag diese Details hier, dieses Abzugsdings da.
The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though.
Ja, dann gucken wir doch mal, was da drin ist.
Bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber.
Okay.
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with.
Es ist die gleiche Art von Kugel, die auch in der Mordwaffe war, oder?
It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Um sich selbst umzubringen? Krass. Kim, komm mal mit hier.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Mal ganz ehrlich, wen stört Wellengang nachts beim Schlafen? Gibt's irgendwas Besseres? Und draußen leise die Wellen rauschen? Ist doch wundervoll.
Damn that girl.
But you didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
Spricht langsam nach langem Schweigen, während sie einen Lumpen ausbringt. Dann greift sie mit den Händen in den Wasserbottich. Wasser spritzt über den Rand. Was ist denn, wenn draußen laut die Wellen rauschen?
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for something. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
Also wie der Alex sagt, es gibt ja sogar extra Wasserbetten. Wenn Wellen einen nicht beruhigen, warum sollten Leute extra Wasserbetten kaufen?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
Okay, was hat Ruby sich denn eingebrockt? Vor allem scheint es ja echt so hart zu sein, dass sie eine Kugel überbellt, um sich selber umzubringen.
That's for the police to find out. Right there. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Okay, dann macht Sinn, dass Leanne sie nicht gesehen hat. Okay.
I cleaned it, like I always do. No. She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Also hat sie sich tatsächlich hier versteckt das letzte Mal.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman.
Oh, Entschuldigung, falsche Option genommen. So.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
Nachträglich betrachtet ihre Röte. Ich versuche die Gespräche mal mehr mit Tastatur zu steuern, damit ich nicht immer hier die Taschenlampe verschieben muss, weil ich finde, das sieht gerade sehr schön aus.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Do tell.
Eine Möwe fliegt über eure Köpfe hinweg. Eindeutig ein schlechtes Omen.
Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter. How would I know?
You could ask her about your...
Do tell. That bad, is it?
Kann irgendeine der anderen Optionen noch uns weiterbringen?
Do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops.
No, she's a fighter.
Okay. Aus all dem hier könnte ja auch heißen, dass sie fliehen wollte. Eigentlich bedeuten doch alle Antworten das gleiche, oder?
You could ask her.
Do exit from what?
The lieutenant.
No, she's a fighter.
Nee, ist alles das gleiche, okay.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
Nach Norden?
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
Okay.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Sind Sie sicher, dass sie nicht zu einem angenehmeren Ort aufgebrochen ist, einen, der weniger nass ist? Okay, wir sind pragmatisch. Weiter die Küste hoch, also dort werden wir suchen.
Are you sure you'd rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
No, you can do it. You still have plenty of juice in you before you drop.
Ja, so sieht's aus.
Behind the cinder block houses, old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind calls.
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Tequila Sunset.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Ja, da guckst du.
What more do you want to know about that poor girl?
Ich glaube, wir haben genug, ne?
Let's hear those other questions. One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
Okay.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
Wir wissen ja noch nicht, was sie damit zu tun hat. Das ist sicherlich noch vielschichtiger.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Klingt auch so. Okay, dann gucken wir mal weiter. Welchen lustigen Leuten? Kids sind hier immer noch draußen am Spiel.
Scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Habt ihr böse Leute gesehen?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Okay, Kim.
Then we're definitely doing it.
Oh. So, ich glaube tatsächlich, wir haben das Kind schon befragt. Jochen hat recht, Brandung kann echt laut sein. Ja. Hallo, Kiddo.
Hello, mister. Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom? That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Okay.
Luby. Ruby.
Ruby?
My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
Bye!
Okay. Und hier haben wir ja unsere coolen Handschuhe. So. Stell die Pollensau zur Rede, frage im Dorf nach Ruby. Schussspuren, Schussspuren, Schussspuren. Ja, gucken wir doch mal nach Schussspuren. Hallo Boys. Tikia Sunset ist wieder da. Ich finde es schön, dass wir so viele Nicknames haben. Oh. Was ist da? Na. Alle Lucen? Was heißt das? Kann jemand Französisch?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
We can sit on bench.
You can revisit the bench if you.
Okay, um uns hinzusetzen, müssen wir den Kim loswerden. Sind wir hergekommen? Ja, hier sind wir hergekommen. So, dann sprechen wir doch noch mal ganz kurz mit den Freunden hier. Immerhin haben die nicht unsere Waffe. Das wäre echt traurig und schlimm. Ach so, wir sollen Abigail nicht rufen.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call her!
Ich kann anrufen, wen ich will!
Don't call her!
Gehen Sie weg. Ah, wahrscheinlich go home. Okay.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Ah, sowas gibt's.
Abigail! Abigail, where are you?
Warum soll ich Abigail nicht anrufen?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Erzähl mir von deinen Freunden.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail?
Okay, da kriegen wir nichts raus. Ja. Tut mir ein bisschen leid. So, wer war der Kollege?
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Freut mich ja.
So what do you want? I've got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I've got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real.
300 Real?
And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Okay! Wow! Bratushka! The spirit! Let's
Bratushka.
300 real is a lot, but this has to be done! It's our end game! Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax! The mystery! The virginal sigh!
300 Real-Krawatte. 300.
You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! And
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
Oh, das interessiert mich so sehr, was sich hinter dieser Spirituose verbirgt. Aber ich meine, ich könnte sie mir auch leisten, aber...
You know what's crazy, actually?
Der grinst und fängt dann an zu lachen, ja?
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
Ja?
What?
Was wolltest du mir sagen? Was war verrückt?
This guy. No, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
The doctor's office? Was? Was ist das?
he ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
Okay.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing.
Okay. Das ist interessant, dass das echt schwierig zu sein scheint, in dieser Welt einen vernünftigen Arzt zu finden.
Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Was für Arschlöcher.
But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies.
Formaldehyd?
Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Warum zur Hölle sollten wir das trinken? Das wird uns umbringen.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
3 real and it's yours.
Well done. You got it.
Ich werde sie aber nicht trinken.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just consumption.
Mein Witcher-Sense, bist du sicher? Weißt du, diesem Spiel traue ich das zu. Diesem Spiel traue ich das zu, dass mich das Ding so abschießt, dass ich nachher Witcher-Sense habe. Also, bitte. Meinst du es ernst? Ich glaub dir das.
The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes.
Who said anything about putting it up there? No, we're gonna put it into a way more special place. So special! Just hang on to it. Keep it safe. Wait for my sign.
Okay.
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend.
Ist das so?
Come back anyway.
Tequila sunset.
Ja.
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
Ach, der mit seiner verdammten Schlüssel-Story. Also, für die nicht dabei waren, der Verlust seiner Schlüssel hat ihn seine komplette Existenz gekostet. Natürlich. Weil, ne, er kam nicht mehr in sein Büro rein, hat seinen Job verloren, hat seine Frau verloren und so weiter. Also, es ist nur der Verlust seiner Schlüssel schuld.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Warum verlierst du ständig deine Sachen?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation.
Ja, bla bla bla.
Now I can't hang on to any.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
Ja, gut.
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less.
Okay.
Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Goon Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say?
Na klar.
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market. Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Okay.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
Wir haben eine neue Quest. Wo ist sie? Hat man eine coole Jacke gestohlen und sie wieder verloren. Vielleicht auf dem verlassen, weil da müssen wir ja eh hin, ne? Fairness im Gottes Willen nicht die Magie in Lauf nimmt. Ja. Die Neugier, ne? Ich weiß, es wird nichts Gutes sein, aber ja. So, Nähe des alten Fischers. Beziehe das Fischerdorf und geh weiter, bis du die Promenade auftaucht. Das dürfte ja nicht mehr weit sein. So, das müsste hier irgendwo sein. Rostzerfressende Buchstaben geben das Wort Masud. Ich werde mal abspeichern. Weil ich glaube tatsächlich, das wird ganz fies mit dieser komischen Frau. Kleine Schwalbe zieht bei dir ihre Kreise. Du hörst ihr Gezwitscher. Hallo, twitch, twitch, twitch. Kleines Schwalben-Tweety. Hier ist keine Jacke. So, was haben wir denn hier? Aus dem rostroten Wasser blickt dich deine Spiegelung an. Na, sowas. Das ist ein Wink-Zink von Nolan, der Modell, dem mir kein Erfolg beschieden. Ach, das ist ein Auto hier drunter. Das ist ein überwachsenes Auto. Eieieiei. Geld. So, wo ist jetzt dieser alte Fischmarkt? Ist der hier? Wir sind jenseits des Fischerdorfes. Sieht ganz schön scary hier aus. Wahrscheinlich ist der Zeitslot so lang, damit wir sie überhaupt finden. Wir waren ja noch gar nicht an so vielen Orten hier außerhalb. So, findest du selber dahin? Sehr schön. Sieht ein bisschen scary aus alles. Ein finsternis gehüllter Altar oder etwas ähnliches. Es ist einfach zu dunkel. Ist das die alte Kirche? Schatten und staubige Bänke zu erkennen. Viele scheinen zu fehlen. Das sieht echt aus wie eine alte Kirche. Ah ja, hier ist das Kreuz. Okay. Saint-Brün, 1147.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Ist hier das Folgenschloss genau an?
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Na dann, was steht denn drauf?
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Okay, erzähl.
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
No.
Ja, dachte ich's mir.
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. For Revachol Z aussi, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law.
Okay.
These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Ja, ich habe das ja nur bei dir getestet, Kim.
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Er ist sehr modern, aber weiß der fröhliche Typ denn nicht, dass er tot ist? Oder ist es dem Typen egal, dass er nicht mehr lebt? Woraus ergibt sich die Ironie?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Versuchst den Aufkleber abzuziehen und ihn zuzureißen, ja.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Ach, das fühle ich so hart. Das fühle ich so hart. Wenn man das Ding abgepüppelt hat und dann... So, in ein Fallbuch oder auf das Fallbuch? Das sieht schon scheiße genug aus. In das Fallbuch.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Oh. Geheimauftrag abgeschlossen. Nice. So, was ist mit dieser Krampe?
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional. To say, should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Mal sehen, was die Brechstange dazu zu sagen hat.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
Sollen wir mit der Bassdrum anfangen, die vom Eis kommt? Ich habe vorhin was gehört.
Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Ich glaube, ich habe beim letzten Mal eine Bassdrum gehört. Als wir hier vorbeigelaufen sind, aber hier? Oh, das ist ja richtig groß hier. Ah, hier ist doch gar kein anderer Eingang. Was willst du mir damit sagen? Okay, Leute, dann muss das auf. Oh. Nee. Das sparen wir uns. Zip.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carefully drilled into the wood. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Ja, dann fühlen wir erstmal. Das ist was ich machen würde.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work. Do you think our suspect is hiding inside?
Nein, ich bin unmöglich.
The lieutenant nods silently.
17%, das brauchen wir gar nicht probieren.
The padlock passes. Should you want to get through, it might. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting.
Das habe ich schon mitgenommen. Ja, ab und zu kann man das Spiel doch verarschen. Wir ignorieren das jetzt erstmal und gucken weiter. So, ist hier der Fischmarkt? Defektes Telefon mit zertrümmerten Hörer. Was sind wir denn hier? Er muss sich ordentlich herausgehabt haben, um die Kunststoffkuppel zu zerstören. Das ist ja wirklich Juice Delinquency. So, wo ist denn der Bassdrum? Suchend und brummen fließt die Elektrizität mit hörbarer Kraft durch die Drähte. Ja, muss hier irgendwo auch eine Bassdrum sein, wenn irgendwo ein Rave ist.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Ich glaube, das ist die Jacke, die ich für diesen Abwärtsspiralenkerl finden sollte.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Ja. Verdreckte Jacke. Ich kann damit interagieren? Warum?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Mann, wie konnte diese Jacke bloß so ekelhaft dreckig werden?
Sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Ja.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Aber woraus besteht die Kruste eigentlich?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night.
Das klingt ein bisschen unheimlich.
The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Das ist verdächtig, das klingt interessant.
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
Ich tue einfach so, als hätte ich über all das gar nicht nachgedacht.
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Wie geht?
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Oh. Ich werde sie aber nicht anziehen. Geld. Hilfsmäßiges Dach, okay. Was haben wir hier? Eine Postkarte, schön. Münzwaage. Ist doch der alte Fischmarkt dann, ne? Vagabunden haben die Plan vor kurzem rot gestrichen. Wasser tropft von ihr herab. Und hier? Oh, Korrektur und Leser für Ultrabinos. Enzyklopädie. Nice. Wenn wir mal irgendwo eine Enzyklopädie-Probe brauchen. können wir auch lang. Okay. Geld. Großer Weinbehälter, offen und leer. Okay. Oh, Leute, da sind Leute.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Was ist das?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faint sweetness.
Ja.
Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Vorsicht, Lieutenant, hier stimmt was nicht.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Okay. Dann haben wir hier wohl einen Toten.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Dann gucken wir mal den Pfand an.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter.
Fahren da die Autos mit Wein? Ich glaube, wenn fahren sie eher mit purem Sprit. Also Sprit im Sinne von dem Ansatzkorn, den wir gefunden haben.
No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Ja, aber es ist ein Mord.
Tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads.
Das hat auch Benzinkanister. Stimmt, ja. Du hast recht.
Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible.
So, was ist mit dem Kebabpapier?
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Was ist jetzt mit dem Toten?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
Papier.
Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Da ist hier das Kaugummipapier. Haben wir ihn gesehen?
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
Lieutenant kaut sich neben den Toten, begutachtet sein Gesicht. Ein paar hervortretende Augen starren ihn an. Jegliches Lebensaussehen.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Ja.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Das machen wir.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Erstmal die Kleidung begutachten.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Wenn der noch mehr von Döner redet, will ich auch einen. Mein Dönermann noch offen? Na, ein bisschen noch.
A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue? Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Ist das Skybros Freewood?
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Das könnte ein Unfall gewesen sein.
You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
ist auch schon scheiße, ne? Er wollte eigentlich nur ein bisschen feiern in seinem Trübsal, dann ab durch die Brücke, Kopf angehauen, Ende.
Just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Ist das der verschwundene Mann?
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole.
Was ist mit dem fucking Kaugummipapier?
A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Grabowski spearmint chewing gum.
Ah, okay, kein Aprikose.
The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Jetzt müssen wir durch.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Ich glaube, es funktioniert nicht mal, oder?
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop. A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Er hätte zumindest wahrscheinlich, also wenn es guter Wodka gewesen wäre, keinen Kopf gehabt, aber naja, das hat sich jetzt erledigt.
It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
Genau, warum ist er von Pfandflaschen umgeben?
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
Irgendwie macht mich das echt betroffen.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
A dead working-class man with a bottle in his hand? Don't deceive yourself.
Ja.
Know who this is.
Wissen wir, das ist der vermisste Ehemann der Arbeiterin, tot auf der Promenade.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
Because it's the most working-class death you've ever seen.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband. Looks like one of the local, but that's just
a dead working-class man.
The woman you met at the books.
Because it's the most working-class death.
Yes, but what actual facts do you have that connect him with this woman you met at the book stand?
Warum liegen Flaschen?
Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Ah, sollte er Bücher zurückbringen? Oh, das habe ich gar nicht mehr im Kopf.
Looks like one of
nochmal.
A dead working-class.
The woman you met at the book.
Because it's the most working-class death.
I can't see a book. So he took the book to the library, then came back and thought, I'll have one.
Just one drink. I have my cool jacket on. I took the book to the library. I've earned it.
Ja, siehst du mal Elektrochemie und deswegen musst du dich ein bisschen zusammenreißen. So sieht's nämlich aus.
The view from the lookout is beautiful.
Damn it. He's definitely someone's husband. Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Ja, was mit dem Kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Ja.
Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Das wird ihm Lynch? Nee.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Denke ich auch, dass das nichts miteinander zu tun hat.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Das stimmt allerdings. Wenn die Leute hier in Ruhe irgendwie einen schönen Punkt zum Saufen haben und sonst nichts, werden sie auch über eine Absperrung klettern.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still from where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Jetzt sind wir aber hartes, ne? Ja.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest. Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from Mikey and Emma. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. So, es ist auch gleich Zeit für unser Meeting mit unserem Revolver. Das will ich auf jeden Fall heute noch erledigen.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre.
Science fiction, okay.
Thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from Mikey and Emma. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Okay.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have...
Der ist offensichtlich Billy Mejean.
A dead working class man.
The woman you met at the book stand?
Because it's the most working...
The bright blue lining? Well, he's dead.
Okay. Gut. Der Wind ist so stark. Okay. Sicherheitshalber nochmal speichern. Die Sache mit dem Revolver macht mich ein bisschen nervös, um ehrlich zu sein. Kontaktiere das Revier. Schaffen wir das noch? Kann ich da einfach von hier aus porten? Nee. Dazu muss ich in der Nähe von irgendeinem Schnellreisepunkt sein. Nach süffigen Gärung. Das hier? Schmuggelware. Ah, das erklärt natürlich, warum es in einem Benzinkanister ist. Wenn der Alkohol geschmuggelt wurde. Gut, dass ich hier noch lang gegangen bin. Ist hier noch irgendwas? Nee. Dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir mal ganz kurz zu dem zu dem Mr. Dingsbums zurück. Geben ihm seine Jacke. Was haben wir hier? Wo kommen wir denn über den Fluss? Da. Dann haben wir die Zeit nämlich gut rumgebracht. Erledigen die Sache mit dem Revolver. Gehen dann Schlafi. Und dann callen wir es ein Day. Vielleicht suchen wir noch die Ursache von dem Techno-Gewummer. Seid ihr da? Ja. Ich hab deine Jacke.
Tequila Sunset.
Ich hab deine Jacke gefunden.
Tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man.
Bisschen mehr gefunden, als ich erwartet hat.
What's that supposed to mean?
Denn hier lag eine Leiche.
What's that got to do with my jacket? What do I care about some local stiff? You gonna give me the jacket or no?
Ja.
Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
Was hast du denn erwartet, dass sie eine Woche lang draußen rumliegen lassen?
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
Wie soll ich die denn sauber kriegen?
Despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
Okay, vielleicht können wir mal die Frau fragen, ob die behandeln kann. Haben wir hier irgendwie eine Wäscherei? War nicht die Frau hier oben irgendwie am Schrubben? Hi.
The old woman still sits in her chair, continuing with her chores. As the buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of the ocean waves at night.
Die ist echt hardcore, dass die um kurz vor 10 Uhr nachts draußen sitzt und wäscht.
There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older. My suggestion is, don't grow any older than you already are. That's all.
Wird das nicht behaupten, dass wir sterben?
A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an old Samaran children's song.
Wie heißt es?
Surrender to the night.
Okay.
That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby.
Finde ich nicht. Schlafen ist manchmal ziemlich gruselig.
Yes, it does. I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Aber locker.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Ist ja auch immer am Meckern ist, wenn wir ein bisschen joggen.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner.
Vielen Dank, liebe Waschfrau. Was ist das denn für eine coole Klamotte? Fallen das nicht? Ist das ohne ein Questing? Das müsste doch jetzt hier irgendwo drunter sein, oder? Ist das der? So, speichern. Jacke zurückgeben. Revolver holen.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow there. An empty street before you, a thoroughfare unjammed. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps.
Das wäre natürlich geil, wenn es diesen Schlüssel wirklich geben würde und der einfach in der Jacke ist.
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Ich mag tatsächlich, wie er so Gedanken verloren sich so überlegt, was hier mal gewesen sein könnte. Ich mag das auch.
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost. Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
Die Straße, wo er so vor dem Krieg war, bevor das hier alles zerbombt wurde.
There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
Der arme Hund.
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you.
Waren wir das?
The sea has grown distant.
Moment. Haben wir den Hund überfahren? Harry, hast du einen Hund überfahren? Oh. Jochen hat eine Nebelmaschine ausgelöst. Ich habe es zwischendurch ausgemacht. Müsst 2-3 Minuten warten. Dann gibt es noch einen Nebel. Natürlich haben wir keinen Hund überfahren. Wir verwerfen diesen Gedanken.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze.
So. Fischmarkt, 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 Fischmarkt. Ne, hier kommen wir nicht mehr rein. So, das war jetzt so viel Text. Den möchte ich nicht nochmal hören, wenn wir laden. Und ich möchte nicht nochmal diesen Gedanken, den wir verworfen haben, überdenken. So, komm weg hier. Wir wollen rausfinden, was mit unserer Knarre passiert ist. Ist ein kaputtes Rohr. Tatsache. Wo läufst du lang? Heute findet sich kein Boot in der Bootshütte. What is this place? Oh, ne, war alles mit. Superstar-Sonnenbrille, geil. So, ist das Ding an? Ja. Nebelmaschine lädt. Dauert noch ein paar Minütchen. Ah, jetzt. So, Nebel läuft. Rühr, 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 rühr. Sollte gleich zu sehen sein. Komm, na komm, na komm. Kommt richtig Wassernebel raus. Tausch mal kurz. Finger. Wozu das nicht gerade so dicht geworden? Ein starker Wind könnte sie umwehen. Alte Farbe. Was haben wir hier?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Noch mehr Einschusslöcher ist auf jeden Fall was passiert.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Wahrscheinlich, weil es eingesackt wurde.
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Oh, sick burn. Okay. Was gibt uns denn visuelles Kalkül? Haben wir einen Hut für visuelles Kalkül? Ich glaube nicht. Aber es gibt doch sicher eine Brille für visuelles Kalkül, oder? Zum Beispiel die. Gibt es eine Jacke für visuelles Kalkül? Haben wir schon an. Gibt es ein Oberteil für visuelles Kalkül? Nope, 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 nope. Wäre schön, wenn man sich einfach alles anzeigen lassen könnte, was visuelles Kalkül gibt, ne? Nichts. Na gut, wir haben schon eine passende Sonnenbrille und einen Error. Okay. Wir versuchen es mal.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Keine große Chance, aber ja.
A row
nice.
of shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement.
Eine Hinrichtung. Puh.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Wow.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations. As they stand, facing the wall, it's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the powers of the world.
Das sind Leute die von der kommunistischen Revolution übergeblieben sind.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
Koalitionstruppen könnten die an der Wand gestellten vielleicht zu den Koalitionstruppen gehört haben.
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant. the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Das war sehr cineastisch. Aber ich muss wieder speichern, weil ich kann jeden Moment in diese Situation geraten mit meinem Revolver, die ich vielleicht neu laden muss. Kein Zutritt. Kartenabreißer. Leute haben Geld dafür bezahlt, hier zu parken? Heute würde niemand dafür bezahlen. Cash. So, jetzt gucken wir aber mal, was mit der komischen Frau ist. Dem Bullenschwein. Die Tür ist nicht bloß verschlossen, die ist unzugänglich. Diese Tür ist kaputt. Zipfelmütze. Okay. So, kommen wir hier irgendwo noch lang? Nee, ich glaube, ich muss hier wirklich alles komplett zurücklaufen. Hier ist nothing. Nothing is here. Uno doesn't care. Bin ich denn jetzt überhaupt hier hingeraten? Ich glaube, ich bin einfach nur dem Rohr gefolgt, oder? Ich wollte wissen, wo das Rohr herkommt. Das Abschnitt wird seit Jahrzehnten nicht benutzt. Ich glaube, der Fischmarkt ist hier oben. Da gehen wir da mal hin. Ich hoffe, das ist der Fischmarkt.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Okay.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the room. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms.
Das stimmt natürlich.
There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Some sort of industrial room? I don't recognize the name of the company. R&D used to mean research and development. It looks long abandoned. In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Schauder. Na, wir probieren es mal.
Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your face.
Nein, hier gibt's keine Geister.
The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there in the dusk hour with your hands fallen to your side.
No.
Prayer of sorts to Rivershaw.
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village.
Ach, Kim.
Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. I think there's people west of here. We could ask them.
Indeed, you hear what sounds like two men arguing where the lieutenant is pointing.
And then there's the church. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here. But who knows?
Or spiritual. She could be looking for refuge.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first. Like
Und unsere Waffe.
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, The old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again.
Okay. Aber erstmal. So, ich mal zurück zu der Leiche. Weil vielleicht ist da die komische Frau. Dann halte ich darunter die Kanalisation. So, was ist der? Ist das Bullenschwein? Hat sie Polizeilichter auf dem Rücken? Sieht schon funky aus.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me...
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand.
Ich mag diese Spuren hier nicht.
Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Sagte immer mit der Rolle.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress!
Oh, ich hoffe, Kim muss sie nicht erschießen.
I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
Ich bewege mich doch gar nicht.
Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra lick with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control.
Ist sie nur am Lapen?
Under control.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Bitte identifizieren Sie sich.
It's the goddamn police, shitbag. Hug the pavement. You're under arrest.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? Magnesium, Dramamine, maybe even speed. My God, she has speed on her. What else?
42%. Ich möchte zumindest meine Chancen steigern.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing a firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
Kann ich noch meine... Ich glaube, ich kann meine Probe jetzt nicht steigern, oder? Ich habe ja gespeichert. So, Auge-Hand-Koordination. Oh, ich habe 2 Punkte. Ich kann mich nur nicht umziehen, okay. 58%. Oh.
All right. You fling the pry bar at her, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist.
So, Moment. Was muss ich machen? Muss ich mir das screenshotten? Ich screenshotte mir das. Also ich stürme nach rechts und wahrscheinlich macht das automatisch.
No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all 3 barrels, red and blue light shining through. It's not loaded.
What? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. Isn't real.
Oh. Leute, das könnt ihr doch nicht machen. Ich kriege hier einen Herzinfarkt. Oh. Nee, ist schon das nicht geladen. Oh Mensch. Okay.
Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun right now. This.
No one ever cares anymore.
Oh.
Why would they treat me like this?
Oh. Die arme Bullensau.
This limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. Tired of walking the desert, it doesn't want to feel or think anymore.
No.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
Soll sie verhaften?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Ja, das ist tatsächlich eine gute Idee, Kim.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
War sie vielleicht mal Polizistin?
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from the mountain.
Das ist auch unsere.
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours. The lieutenant nods.
Okay. Oh, das ist ja echt nochmal gut gegangen. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob die Hardy Boys jetzt noch da sind um 22 Uhr. Kann ich Fast Travel? Quite settled. This whole game is awfully tragic. Maybe when you get to the end you can have an existential crisis too, like I did. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have one of those. Thank you very much. Ja, ich glaube, am Ende wartet eine existenzielle Krise auf uns. Oh, thank you. Er ist für mich da, wenn es soweit ist. Oh. Gucke. Können wir von hier aus fast traveln? Ja. Da sind sie doch noch.
The Copper-Nado is back.
Pollinator. Stimmt, Polypen ist ja auch noch so ein alter Begriff für Polizei, ja.
What's that, copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
Yeah.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Stimmt.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Courant or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Kannst du noch leiser tief raunen?
Hey, wasn't Everett's beat team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it?
Leute.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Ja.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
Genau, wie heißt die arme Frau?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Be anything else you wanted to know? Was, like before, just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off. But
okay.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
Na, holst du die ganze Polizeiausrüstung her?
She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Das stimmt.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective dread futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Oh.
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the pig. Who'd want to be a pig?
Mal gucken. Jemand, der die Welt gerade biegen will, wer würde das nicht wollen? Respektables Betätigungsfeld. Ich komme nicht umhin, die ungesunde Kultur, die sich diese arme Frau angeht, teilweise verantwortlich zu fühlen. Es tut mir leid. Jemand, der die Welt gerade biegen will, bevor sie untergeht.
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizante.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pig. Whatever gets you through the day. No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Sehr gut. Dann gehen wir mal wieder. Gut, dann telefonieren wir noch mit dem Revier. Ich bin echt froh, dass wir unsere Sachen wieder haben. Auch wenn ich hoffe, dass wir die Pistole nicht benutzen müssen. So, wo ist dein Kinema? Kinema, da.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
das Funkgerät.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
So, die Stadtbücherei hat so... Wo ist eine Leiche?
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Es handelt sich um einen nicht identifizierten Mann mittleren Alters, Ca. 1,70 bis 1,75, dunkle Haare, mittlere Statur, er ist wohl ausgerutscht, mit dem Fuß in ein Loch in der Promenade geraten und mit dem Kopf gegen eine eiserne Bank geprallt.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Nein, es scheint ein Unfall gewesen zu sein.
No field autopsy necessary.
Es könnte ihn jemand geschubst haben? Also, wenn ihn seine Frau geschubst hat, covern wir hiermit offiziell für ihn.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
Stiefel, Hose, alte Lederjacke. In seiner Tasche habe ich einen Büchereiausweis gefunden.
Any information on the library card?
Stadtbücherei Jamrock Mitte. Billy Mejean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
Jetzt sind wir schon mal hier.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue.
Yep.
That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Sylvie? Na.
57th, over and out.
Konnten wir jetzt nicht mit dem 41. reden?
Of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
So, alles klar. Ich glaube, dann sind wir bereit für den Abend des Falls. Person mit und trau dich ruhig auf uns was Schräges zu sagen, okay? Bully people, please. So. Nehmen wir mal wieder was anderes in unserer Hand. Boombox? Nee. So. Sieht jetzt ein bisschen aus wie Helge Schneider, oder? Wer bist du?
Hey, was there something you needed?
Warte, ich muss jetzt unbedingt Karaoke singen.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
Warum haben sie überhaupt eine Lautsprecheranlage, wenn sie keiner benutzt?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
Die Karaoke-Katastrophe.
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
Die ist kein Requisit, sie ist für Gäste. Ich weiß, dass sie benutzt wird.
Okay, yes, it's for some clients.
Ich bin ein richtiger Gast. Ich habe eine Rechnung bezahlt, so das Recht, die Karaoke-Maschine zu nutzen.
Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
Ich habe mein Lied selbst mitgebracht.
In the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses.
Jetzt wird Karaoke gesungen.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get...
Nice.
I'll plug it in for you.
Mageddon.
Karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt, was passiert.
Time to do the damage.
Ich speichere lieber vorher ab.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent.
Nice.
You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
Habe ich es geschafft? Ja, ne?
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
I can see that.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it? Where should you stand? Hands. Where do you put your hands? The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you any attention. But still you feel your knees turn to noodles. Okay, now a couple is looking at you. Even worse. They are going to hate you.
Wieso haben wir jetzt zweimal Minus gekriegt? Ich brauche bessere Klamotten. Du gehörst hierher. Habe ich Klamotten für die Schauspielkunst? Ich habe doch so viel Schauspielkunstzeug. So, verrücktes Tanktop. Damit fängt's an. So, haben wir irgendwas anderes, was Schauspielkunst macht? Nee. Auch nicht. Auch nicht. Schauspielkunst. Yeah! Wo waren wir? Waren wir hier schon? Ich glaube ja. Keine Schauspielkunst. Auch nicht. Es wird doch noch irgendwas Schauspielkunst geben. Die Fliege und du hast... Ich soll sie aber nicht abnehmen, bis der große Moment kommt. Das tue ich auch nicht. Okay, mehr kriegen wir nicht. Verdammt. Ich könnte natürlich Schauspielkunst noch einmal steigern. Schauspielkunst kann man immer gebrauchen. Also, ich werde es wahrscheinlich nicht neu laden, wenn wir es failen, aber nur wenn irgendwas Katastrophales passiert.
The stage is all set up. You feel a little dizzy.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
The air is thick with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in San.
Ich glaube, ich lade trotzdem gleich nochmal.
Now it once was larger. How the real may rest there, down through the mist there.
Es ist für Karaoke gar nicht so schlimm.
Towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yard there.
Meine Ohren tun weh.
I have been so glad here.
Das sind die Klamotten.
Looking forward to the past here. But now.
Aber ich finde, er macht es tatsächlich mit. Genau, er macht es einfach mit Energie wett.
None of this matters. And all.
Oh, ich habe einen Fähigkeitspunkt gekriegt. Bist du allein,
Do you
Alter?
hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you.
Fickt euch auf mein Bestes. Also ihr kackt mich an.
Someone walks out of the room by the front door. Some woman. Is it because of you?
Oh.
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
That's it. You're unpowered.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in the...
Oh, danke, Kim.
Detective Dubois. It was downright tragic. Now, let's go.
Oh.
I mean it, he thinks. To him, being a cop in the RCM was truly expressed in that performance.
Das stimmt. Okay, gut. Ja, es war einfach beautiful. Wundervoll. So, dann beenden wir mal den Tag. Ach, herrlich. Ah, schön. Und er hat ein echt cooles Outfit mal. Also, was soll man anders sagen? So, wenn es am schönsten ist und so. Gute Nacht. Ich mache jetzt auch Schluss. Gute Nacht, Alex. So. Was? Was ist mit unserem Fallgespräch draußen? Normalerweise haben wir doch immer noch ein Fallgespräch draußen, oder? Alex ist auch nicht zu unserem Fallgespräch gekommen. Gab es hier nicht noch einen Außenbereich, wo man wo unser Fallgespräch sonst war? Tschüss. Aber wahrscheinlich hätte ich dafür einfach nach draußen laufen müssen. Okay. Gut, aber der gute Mann hat recht. Es wird Zeit, dass wir in die Haie gehen. Zwar genauso, wie wir gekleidet sind. So. Gute Nacht, mein lieber Harry.
And not too inviting, but it's yours.
Wahrscheinlich müssen wir noch durch eine Traumsequenz. Traumsequenz, die machen wir noch. Dauert hier mal nur 2-3 Minuten.
It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Nice. Es gibt wieder eine irre Traumsequenz, oder?
Baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Ich mag die Stimme vom Reptilienhirn.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
On and on it goes for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time. The smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
Scary.
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Der Regen, der Schnee, ich will das nicht vergessen. Es ist wunderschön. So sieht es nämlich aus.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
Bin Akteur der Welt.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know.
Ist das eine Drohung?
And for what, brother man?
For the working class.
Ja.
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Auch gut.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Ich stehe für den Kommunismus.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Was passiert denn?
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Toll.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
Yep. Eine weitere Nacht überstanden.